The city of Greenwood is under a boil order due to a recent water main repair. The order is out of precaution and affects customers northwest of Center Street from Rockside Drive to Highway 41 and also includes Shadow Lake. Customers are encouraged to boil water for 1 minute before drinking, cooking, making ice, or brushing your teeth. The order will stay in place until further notice. You can stay with us here at 5 News for the latest updates. Well, the state is responding after a Fayetteville murder suspect accused a deputy of destroying his court documents. Casey Jennings is accused of killing his ex-girlfriend Allison Castro in 2022. He's being held without bond in Washington County. In December, Jennings wrote a letter claiming a deputy at the county jail had taken his legal documents and destroyed them with water. Prosecutors responded to Jennings' letter last week, saying the sheriff's office had investigated the allegations and did not find any truth to the claims. Jennings is expected in court on Wednesday. He's facing the death penalty and has elected to represent himself in the case. Well, starting today, the city of Rogers is temporarily closing the intersection of Poplar Street and 2nd Street through the entire month of February. Drivers will not be able to travel through that intersection, but pedestrian access will remain open during the closure. Detours will be posted and drivers are encouraged to plan ahead, take alternate routes, and use extra caution in the downtown area. The closure is part of the ongoing Poplar Street project, which city officials expect to wrap up this spring. Well, today is the last day to register to vote ahead of the March 3rd election here in Arkansas. Voters in primary elections next month, including in the race for the U.S. Senate seat held by Republican Tom Cotton. Voters will also decide on nonpartisan races and school elections. You can pick up a voter registration form at your county clerk's office, a local DMV office, or public library. If you're mailing in the form, it must be postmarked 30 days before the election. And tomorrow, a Republican primary runoff will take place in the race for the Senate District 26 seat. It has been vacant since Senator Gary Stubblefield died back in September. Wade Dunn and Brad Simon are looking to move on to the special election on March 3rd. The winner of the runoff will face independent candidate Adam Watson. Early voting is underway today, and you can find details on voting sites on our website, which is 5newsonline.com. Well, the House returns today to begin considering the deal to fully reopen the government. A partial shutdown began this weekend, impacting several agencies, including the Defense Department, Department of Homeland Security, and Transportation. Even though the Senate passed a measure to address Democratic concerns over ICE tactics and the death of Minneapolis resident Alex Preddy, the House must still approve it. CBS's Natalie Brandt has more.
ICE out, ICE out. As demonstrations took place in communities nationwide this weekend to protest the Trump administration's immigration enforcement tactics, debate over ICE in Congress has also partially shut down the federal government.
We have a logistical challenge of getting everyone in town.
The House must still vote on the Senate-passed deal, which splits off funding for the Department of Homeland Security, providing only a short-term extension while lawmakers negotiate ICE reforms.
Because of the conversation I had with Hakeem Jeffries, I know that we've got to pass a rule and probably do this mostly on our own. I think that's very unfortunate.
House Democrats say they won't help Republicans fast-track the bill, and ranking member of the Homeland Security Committee urged Democrats to vote against it, saying they must demand real changes.
Donald Trump and his administration have been using taxpayer dollars to brutalize everyday Americans, kill American citizens, and violently target law-abiding immigrant families.
Despite Democratic opposition, House Speaker Mike Johnson expressed optimism the partial shutdown will end Tuesday, but that starts the clock on the more difficult negotiation over larger reforms.
Sir, do you think it's good having lots of cameras on these kinds of incidents between law enforcement and the people?
I think it would help law enforcement, but I'd have to talk to them. I'm going to be talking to them tomorrow. Actually, I think it would help law enforcement.
In addition to body cameras, Senate Democrats have said they also want an end to roving ICE patrols, tightened rules regarding warrants, and a ban on face coverings. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Well, at Lakeside Junior High School in Springdale, the choir is beginning rehearsals for performance at Carnegie Hall in New York City. For many students, it will be their first time traveling out of state to perform on one of the most prestigious stages in the world. Rehearsals are just getting started as students learn the music that they'll perform, including a piece dedicated to a veteran. The concert will feature student choirs from around the country, with Lakeside Junior High selected as the headlining group. The performance takes place in May just after Memorial Day, with about 58th and 9th graders making the trip.
One of the things that I want my legacy to be as a choir director is to offer these opportunities to my students that can't be repeated. And so it's an opportunity for Springdale to be recognized on the national stage. Lakeside has never done something of this caliber before, and I'm glad that I get to be kind of the person that pilots that and gives those students that opportunity to be seen on a national level.
The concert will feature student choirs from around the country, with Lakeside Junior High as the headlining group, and the performance will take place in May, just after Memorial Day.
I really want kids to understand why they're in a classroom with others that don't look like them. And that really had to do with the fact that we were able to achieve our goal, which was to enter Little Rock Central High School, go to school, do well in school, and graduate.
That was Carlotta Walls-Lanier, one of the Little Rock Nine. As we recognize Black History Month, we are taking a look back at a defining chapter of American history, one that unfolded right here in Arkansas. On September 25th, 1957, Little Rock became the focus of the nation. 9 African-American students entered Little Rock Central High School, marking a major test of school integration in the South. The moment followed weeks of resistance and legal challenges, drawing federal attention and setting a precedent for civil rights enforcement. What happened in Little Rock would go far beyond one school, becoming a turning point in the movement to dismantle segregation across the United States. We do have a list of local events happening this February in honor of Black History Month. You can text the words Black History Month to the number right there on your screen, 479-785-5000, and we'll text you back with a link to all of those events happening.